Salve! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Redguard. In the last episode, we slayed a dragon. And then I couldn't figure out what to do next. And that's because what you do next is pretty esoteric. Let's see if the bodies are still around. Oh yeah. I leave a trail of bodies in my wake now. So it's been a little bit. I need to get used to things again. This snake charmer, rather than talking to him, you have to tip him. You have to use gold on him.
Thank you, my boy. My name is Avik. How can I help you?
Tell me about your music.
You play very well.
Thank you, my son. No one visits me since those Imperial devils murdered that Yokudan lad. That's right, Imperial devils, and I don't care who knows it.
Tell me, you couldn't lad.
Tell me about this murdered boy.
His name was Hale, poor lad. His family still camped outside the city, waiting to finish his burial ritual. Yokudans were never well liked around here, but Governor Richton went too far.
We're dropping frames. Okay, I think we're back. Hopefully I can stream today. My internet is doing a tumble. Tell me of the Yokudans.
Yes, unfortunately, the Yokudans have always been treated as outsiders, all over Hammerfell.
A senseless prejudice, since their religion harks back to the earliest Redguard traditions. But our new governor has done much worse than simply overcharge them for flour.
What? Maybe he's talking about typical governor injustices? Like, I don't see why the price of flour would be religion or race-based. So, I think he's just comparing, like, a normal tyrant's action would be to overcharge for flour.
I'm not familiar with Yokudan religion. Do they have lengthy burial rituals?
I am.
It's more serious than that, I'm afraid. His mother, Saban, needs to counteract this old snare that Nagasta has laid over the island.
So everyone just knows about this? What? Huh? Bro, people would be storming down the gates. What are you talking about? Of course people don't. How do you know about this? Hey, yeah, so an evil necromancer has soul-trapped the entire island. Either you leave, or you say, hey, government, are you doing anything about this? If the answer is no, we're burning down whatever's there. Like, this goes beyond any amount of, like, normal tyranny. Hey, soul-trapping the island? No. It's a fate worse than death, literally. Tell me about Governor Richton.
What did the governor do to the Yokudans?
Murdered young Hale, then branded the rest of them traitors and ordered them to leave Stros M'kai. Yokudans mixed up with Redguard politics. A preposterous notion.
Well, I mean, they might literally be... I don't want to get too into, you know, government stuff, but they aren't part of the Empire. Unless they immigrated. I mean, I don't know what the situation around immigrating from Yokuda is. Weirdly enough, Elder Scrolls doesn't get too far into that. Typically because everything is owned by the Empire. Or like, you only play in a single nation. Tell me of the preposterous
Why do you say
notion.
You haven't spent much time in Hammerfell, have you, son?
No, I was born in Sentinel, but left Hammerfell when I was very young. I haven't been back in years.
I thought so. You picked up a bit of an accent. West High Rock, am I right? Well, as I was saying, the feeling against the Yokudans runs deeper than politics, even in a civil war. Neither side ever stooped to allow Yokudans to join their ranks. Even the Restless League was too good for them. But all that's over now. Redguard pride has made us all slaves of the Emperor.
Okay.
Where is the Yokudan camp?
I'm not sure. Outside of the city somewhere, watching over Hale's grave. His poor mother is beside herself with grief.
So, I still wish they would elaborate on, like, what the Empire has done wrong. So, they say they murdered his boy, which, you know, would be an act of wrong. That would be the first one that we heard of. But it's like, you know, you don't get into taxes or anything. You don't... The previous king was consorting with pirates. So, Restless League.
Tell me what you know of this Restless League.
If I were as wise as my years, I would hold my tongue and bid you good day.
But you're not as wise as your years.
You're no Imperial spy, and nothing like the League bully boys that came around after Hale's murder.
League bully boys. But yeah, like, the necromancer soul trapping the island would be it. If people knew about it, but no one's told me yet.
On my way into town. Pleasant enough fellows, although they talk too much. What did they want with you?
They were asking questions about some woman. It was none of my concern, and I didn't want to give his poor mother any more trouble, so I told them nothing.
Was this woman named Izara, perhaps?
Yes, I think that's right. Why?
She's my sister.
What?
She seems to have disappeared.
Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that.
Tell me of Hale's mother,
His
I guess?
mother is understandably upset at her son's death.
Yes,
understandably,
but it's
yeah.
not just that. Saban has not yet completed the burial ritual, although the lad has been in the ground for weeks.
You miss Hale, don't you?
Used to love to listen to me play. One of the few people around here who did. Appropriate, I suppose, for one born under the sign of the serpent.
Ooh, tell me of the sign of the
sign of the
serpent.
serpent. Part of Yokudan religion?
The star sign of his birth. Yokudans believe the stars guide your destiny, from birth to death and beyond.
Hey, tell me of the soul snare.
Soul snare. What do you mean?
Now that the prince is dead, that foul worm has woven a magical snare across Stros M'kai to feed his hunger for souls. Unless you are buried in consecrated ground, your soul will go straight to Nagasta. You die. This is why Saban still fears for her murdered son.
Right. Like, that would be the thing that would make everyone upset. I think the fact that he was born under this serpent sign is an important note.
Tell me more,
We'll
Pegasus.
keep that in memory.
While Prince Ator was alive, a name to frighten children. Little more. But our new Imperial Master has allowed the Necromancer's dread power
Wait.
to spread unchecked until his soul snare threatens us all.
So the previous king didn't do anything about him either. What? The previous king sounds awful. What do you mean? He knew that there was this necromancer doing all this crap and then just... He left him? I mean, the new governor's working with the necromancer, which is worse, sure. But like, he's just a governor, right? Like, I feel like this could be pretty easily dealt with if you went up the chain literally 1 degree. Like, you know, send a messenger to the Imperial City and be like, hey, we have some proof that our governor's, like, hyper-corrupt. Can you do something about this? It feels like they didn't even, like, try to redress any grievances with any of the Empire besides the governor.
Why did Prince Ator allow Nagasta to stay in Stros M'kai?
I don't know. Ator's father, Tassad, first allowed Nagasta to occupy the old wizard's tower. But back then he seemed harmless enough. The Mages Guild complained of unsanctioned research, but they had little influence with old Tassad. The Civil War kept Ator occupied until his untimely death.
They literally invited him in. This place hasn't seen a good ruler for ages. Mages
You seem
Guild.
to know a lot about the Mages Guild.
Yeah. In fact, I am a member. Although you wouldn't think it to look at me, would you?
Wait!
I'm retired now, but my friend Johto kept me up to date on guild politics. Until he was arrested by those Imperial devils, that is.
Wait. No. So, the Mages Guild has... He just confirmed a second ago, the Mages Guild has outlawed necromancy, which is something that throughout the ages, they will ban it, and they will unban it, and they will ban it, right? Depending on who the Archmage is. But currently, according to him, necromancy is a banned practice. All the Mages Guilds in Imperial territory, they all have to operate in reverence to the Imperial Mages Guild. Like, there's a hierarchy system. Like a feudal system or a government system, right? The Imperial City Arcane University is the Mages Guild. Everyone else reports to them. So, if the Mages Guild here was complaining under the previous king about the Necromancer, and then they got taken over by the Imperials, now the Mages Guild, who is now under the Empire, they don't complain about a Necromancer, they deal with him. They write to the Arcane University, and they send a group of battle mages to eradicate the Necromancer. Like... we have multiple failings, sure, by the governor, but the Arcane University is a organization that should have a check on power on the governor, and they don't seem to be doing anything. Like, and it's not that they just don't seem to be doing anything, they seem completely isolated. Like, they're not talking or using any of the resources of the Empire at all, despite the fact that the Empire, we've seen from Oblivion, actively deals with threats like this. This island seems like a hick Thorpe that doesn't know how to interact with an empire. and is like blaming all of their problems on it, despite not accepting any of its help. Or like even trying to message, hey, do you do anything beneficial for us? Oh no, you're literally... We aren't telling them about the problems that they are offering to deal with. What? No one's talked about trade, other than like a guy at the Merchants Guild who said that... Merchants Guild, excuse me, at the tavern, who I believe said that the Empire was good for trade. Like, these people seem unhelpable. You're a member of the Mages Guild. Now that you're under the Empire, you send battle mages. You don't need the authority of the governor. In fact, if the governor tells you not to, you send a letter to the Arcane University. Or you send a letter to the council and be like, hey, the governor is overstepping his bounds. This is an address of law. We have a problem with authority between branches. Like, you can just go kill the Necromancer. You can send a group of battle mages. I don't know why they're not... I'm so tired of looking at... looking at stories where there's a rebellion or something and being like, damn, you guys deserve to be conquered. You need to be conquered by a place that has order. You can't govern on your own.
Why was your friend Jodo arrested?
Do they need a reason? One day soldiers came for him, and he's been rotting in jail ever since.
The previous king literally invited the Necromancer in, and then they complain about the new king... they complain about the governor, who's not a king, not dealing with the Necromancer that they invited in, and then they don't use any of the resources at their hand to address grievances or deal with the Necromancer, which they have authority to do as the Mages Guild. What are you doing? Guild politics.
Does the Mages Guild have much influence in Stros M'kai?
No more. Archmage Vor was a crowd, Ator's right hand, but both perished in the battle of Stros M'kai. Jaganvir is an unworthy successor to the Archmage's chair, if you ask me.
Do you have anything more than opinion on you don't like the guy despite the fact that he's not a crown? No, you don't. How do you function as a civilized people?
Archmage Voa was loyal to the prince.
I'm sorry, it's...
The prince's chief advisor.
The more I hear, the worse it
But
gets.
His replacement, Jaganvir, is a disgrace to Ator's memory.
Why? His replacement is a disgrace because I don't like him. I personally think that he's no good. Why do I think that? Because I don't like him.
Jaganvir is the new Archmage?
And of course they pull the Yokudan card. And
A spineless toad of a man. A perfect lackey to the governor's every whim. Still, a mage of formidable power, whatever his personal failings.
you are a clown. You don't like him, but he is a respectable mage. He is a powerful mage. Are you? I can't deal with these people. You are unhelpable. The Empire is good for you. You need to be conquered. I fully switched my opinion. Stop making resistance stories where I say, dang, these people are savages. They need the Empire. Stop it. All you have to do is make me root for the protagonist. It's not that hard. Give me any evidence other than the local people don't like him. Why don't the local people like him? Oh, no reason. but they are respectable, and they did bring authority and trade and all these other, like, benefits politically, socioeconomically. They brought order, reduced crime, but we don't like them. Whatever, dog. Soul gem.
What can you tell me about soul gems? Did you know that Printator's soul was placed into a soul gem just prior to his death?
I'm afraid I can't help you. I have no skill to counteract that sorcery. You must seek out another member of the guild to help you.
And, like, I think what makes me slightly mildly more angry is the fact that here you have the people from Yokuda, right? So there's a racial and cultural problem, and they're like, oh, the Yokudans are being mildly oppressed, or are being oppressed, or something. They don't like the Yokudans. After also saying the previous king didn't like the Yokudans, despite the fact that, like, I haven't heard literally anyone from the Empire talk about the Yokudans at all. And the first thing we're hearing about the Yokudans is the Yokudans don't like the Empire because they're Imperials. They've given me literally no other reason to dislike them other than that they're Imperials of a different, like, race or culture. Why?
The jail, where's that?
Up near the palace. They won't let anyone in to see the prisoners. I've already tried. I guess I should be grateful they didn't just kill him, eh? Murdering devils.
How has Stros M'kai fared under Imperial rule?
Things have gone to pot, and I don't care who knows it. Murder in the streets? Where will it end? Tell me that. Where will it end?
I've literally seen no murders in the streets. What are you talking? Oh, thank you. Please elaborate.
Imperial troops have murdered people in Stros M'kai?
Ah, when they came ashore, it was fire and
Yeah, that's
sword in
war.
the old quarter.
That's not an occupying
least
force. They were
then
literally at
could
war.
pretend they were fighting the crown diehard. But killing that innocent Yokudan boy, if I was 20 years younger, I'd make someone pay.
Yeah, so, like, okay, we've got one death. There's a cause to get you riled up. I'm glad you at least have one thing. I don't know what the judicial process is here, or, like, you know, there's no Imperial response to it. No one's denying it or accepting it, so it feels like it's conjecture, but at the same time, you know, there's a dead dude, so I guess they're just stating it as fact. The Imperials have said literally nothing about it.
Might as well.
Maybe they don't
be.
care?
It was sealed off while the Imperials searched every house for Crown loyalists. Nothing but a ghost town now.
See, here's where I'd love to hear an Imperial's take on it, because that's a way that you could really make me hate the Imperials, is if they were completely, like, unremorseful about it. Right? If they were like, yeah, we killed the Yokudan kid. No, we don't care. No, we're not putting him on trial. Putting the dude who did it on trial. Right?
I'm looking for my sister Azara. Do you know her?
The name sounds familiar, son, but I'm afraid I can't help you. Not many young people have an ear for the snake songs anymore.
It's like there's a, okay, and
Thanks,
now I
Sophie.
think we go to... Now I think we go to the village. You only give him 1 coin? Come on, you can give like 5.
I'll spill
Don't
yours yet.
spill yours yet. It seems like in a lot of writing there can be confusion about the difference between people and systems. right? Because here we've started a conflict. Finally, there's a thing to be mad at the Imperials about. A boy was killed, right? So what that tells me is that an Imperial soldier killed a boy. Now, what is the systemic response to that? Like, by not commenting, it shows, okay, the Empire seems to be doing nothing about it, which in and of itself would be bad, because, you know, that's a failure of the justice system. But at the same time, there's, like, what's the actual thing that happened? Is this conjecture? Was he doing anything? Right, it lacks all nuance other than, hey, here's supposedly a thing that happened. And they're not presenting it as a, like, historical event that had detail. They're presenting it as, this is a thing that happened recently, which would lend itself to an investigation mission if you played detective. Right, this isn't an event that, like, oh, this happened a half year before Cyrus arrived, and an investigation has been done. You're a cool animal. I like you. Whole thing. But, like, an investigation has been done and we know all the facts. Here's presented as a bit of lore, the historical event for why hostilities towards the Empire is here. Instead, as something that happened recently, okay, there's minor flare-ups, but a lot of them are going to be emotional. What actually happened? Like, right? Who killed him? Was there anything done about it? Was anyone brought to justice? Was he doing anything wrong? Maybe the kid, like, assaulted an officer and then was killed for it, right? Like, what are the facts around the case? I'd like to know. Because they call him a boy, but this...
Well, speak up, stranger.
It seems like he was a full-grown man. I think he's the elder brother of
It's
this
you
guy.
again.
Right, who seems like a full-grown man. Tell me about Hale.
I've heard about your brother being killed by the soldiers.
Yeah, let's get some more information on this.
Thanks.